How can 3 rectangles of color be worth $186 million? What makes a canvas splashed with paint sell for $200 million? And why would someone pay nearly $500 million for a small portrait of Christ? Today on Galleria, we're stepping into the rarefied air where art and extreme wealth collide. We are exploring the 10 most expensive paintings ever sold. What drives someone to spend hundreds of millions on a single artwork? Is it artistic genius, investment potential, or something more primal? The thrill of owning what no one else can have. How can 3 rectangles of color be worth $186 million? That's the question at the heart of Mark Rothko's number 6, Violet, Green, and Red, a painting that challenges our understanding of value itself. In 2014, Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev purchased this seemingly simple canvas, not as a calculated investment, but as an emotional one. For collectors at this level, owning a major Rothko isn't just about displaying wealth, it's about possessing transcendence. Standing before a Rothko isn't viewing art, it's experiencing it. The violet breathes, the green hums, and the red pulses. These aren't just colors, they're doorways to feeling. The painting's astronomical price is tied to Rothko's legendary status as the master of color field painting. His works are rare, with most major pieces already locked in museum collections. When one becomes available, the world's wealthiest collectors compete fiercely. Ironically, this record-breaking sale became entangled in scandal when Rybolovlev later sued his art dealer for allegedly inflating prices on multiple purchases. A reminder that in the art market's highest echelons, emotional value and financial value exist in constant tension. What you're paying for with a Rothko isn't just canvas and pigment, it's the right to stand inside the mind of a master, surrounded by color that trembles with human emotion. Gold leaf, naked nymphs, and Nazi looting, the $187 million story of Klimt's Wasserschlangen 2 combines beauty and scandal in equal measure. This shimmering masterpiece became one of history's most expensive paintings in 2013, selling for a price that stunned the art world. Its value stems from a perfect storm of desirability. It's one of Klimt's rare gold period works, features his signature sensual female forms, and carries a dramatic wartime provenance that reads like a thriller novel. Stolen from its Jewish owner during World War II, the painting spent decades in limbo before being recovered through a complex restitution process. This troubled history only enhanced its allure. Artworks with such dramatic backstories often command premium prices from collectors who value not just beauty, but historical significance. When Russian fertilizer billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev added it to his collection, he wasn't just buying a painting. He was acquiring a legendary piece with a captivating narrative. Klimt's hypnotic female figures swimming in a decorative sea of golden color represent the height of Vienna's artistic golden age. What makes this particular Klimt worth nearly $200 million? Beyond its aesthetic brilliance, it possesses the magical quality most coveted in the ultra-high-end art market, irreplaceability. No other painting in private hands combines Klimt's golden technique with such erotic symbolism and historical drama. The art market made headlines in 2015 when 2 museums joined forces to spend $180 million on a pair of Rembrandt portraits, the only full-length portraits the Dutch master ever painted still in private hands. The Rothschild banking dynasty had owned these wedding portraits for generations, displaying them privately until France and the Netherlands struck an unprecedented deal to jointly purchase them. What prompted 2 nations to collaborate on such an expensive acquisition? Simple. Irreplaceable cultural heritage. Created in 1634 when Rembrandt was just 28, these life-size portraits capture wealthy newlyweds, Maerten, Soolmans, and Oopjen Coppit in extraordinary detail. Every pearl in Oopjen's gown, every thread of lace on Maerten's collar, displays Rembrandt's technical brilliance at its finest. But they're more than just displays of wealth. They're psychological studies that transcend their era. The unusual partnership between the Louvre and Rijksmuseum reflects how these paintings blur the line between national treasures and global cultural heritage. Today, they alternate between Paris and Amsterdam, a diplomatic arrangement as unique as the paintings themselves. What justifies their extraordinary price? Their perfect provenance, flawless condition, and the simple fact that they represent something almost mythical in the art market, museum-quality masterpieces by one of history's greatest artists that had somehow remained in private hands for nearly 4 centuries. The sale that electrified the art world. This painting smashed records in 2015 when it sold for $179.4 million at Christie's New York after a heart-stopping 11-minute bidding war. This vibrantly colored, fragmented vision of women in an Algerian harem represents more than just Picasso's artistic brilliance. It symbolized the high-stakes competition at the pinnacle of art collecting. Former Christie's chairman Brett Gorvey put it simply, "This is the trophy to end all trophies." The painting carries multiple layers of value. First, it's art historically significant. The culminating masterpiece in Picasso's 15-painting series, inspired by Eugène Delacroix's 19th century Orientalist work. Second, it has emotional resonance. Picasso created it after his friend and rival Henri Matisse died, incorporating elements of Matisse's style as a silent tribute. Third, it has exceptional market qualities, vibrant colors, large scale, and fresh availability after decades in a private collection. For the anonymous buyer, rumored to be former Qatari Prime Minister Hamad bin Jassim bin Jaber Al Thani, owning this painting isn't just about appreciating its beauty. It's about joining an ultra-exclusive club of collectors who can compete at this rarefied level. In today's market where billionaires seek tangible assets that confer status and cultural legitimacy, Picasso's masterpiece represents the ultimate acquisition. A painting that instantly transforms any collection into a museum-quality legacy. Once deemed too scandalous for public view, Modigliani's sultry nude became one of the world's most valuable paintings when Chinese billionaire Liu Yiqian purchased it for $170.4 million in 2015. The stunning price represents one of art history's most dramatic value reversals. When Modigliani first exhibited this painting in 1917 Paris, police shut down the show on opening day, deeming the explicit nude indecent. The artist, who lived in poverty and sometimes traded paintings for meals, could never have imagined his work would one day command 9 figures. What elevated this particular nude to such stratospheric value? Rarity plays a crucial role. Modigliani's career was tragically brief. He died of tuberculosis at just 35, leaving a limited body of work. His reclining nudes, considered his masterpieces, appear on the market perhaps once in a generation. The purchase made headlines not just for its price, but for how it was paid. Liu reportedly used an American Express card, earning enough points for lifetime free flights. But beyond this quirky detail lies a significant market shift. The sale represented Asian collectors' growing dominance in the upper echelons of the art market. For collectors, Modigliani's nude represents the ultimate acquisition, a masterpiece combining sensuality, formal innovation, and tragic backstory. Its value continues to climb precisely because such paintings so rarely become available. As one dealer noted, if you want the best Modigliani nude, there are only about 10 in the world, and this is one of them. Lightning rarely strikes twice in the art market, but Modigliani defied the odds when a second reclining nude fetched $157.2 million in 2018, just 3 years after his first 9-figure sale. Nu Couché, sur le côté gauche, became the most expensive artwork ever sold at Sotheby's at the time, confirming Modigliani's place in the ultra-exclusive club of artists whose works command 9-figure sums. The painting belonged to Irish horse breeding magnate John Magnier, who had purchased it for just $26.9 million in 2003, representing a 484% return on investment. This particular nude stood out even among Modigliani's coveted series. At nearly 5 feet wide, it's the largest painting in his celebrated nude series, and the only one where the model faces leftward. The artist produced just 22 reclining nudes, most already in permanent museum collections, making this a unicorn-level acquisition opportunity. The auctioneer opened bidding at $125 million and reached the final price after a tense 6-minute contest between 2 anonymous telephone bidders. Sotheby's had guaranteed the seller a minimum price, likely arranging specialized financing to enable collectors to bid at this astronomical level. For Modigliani, who died penniless of tuberculosis at 35, these prices represent a bittersweet vindication. The artist who once traded paintings for rent and food is now among the most expensive artists in history, recognition that came a century too late for him to witness. How did splattered paint reach a $200 million valuation? Jackson Pollock's number 17A exemplifies the paradox of the ultra-high-end art market, where radical experimentation, once rejected by the establishment, becomes the ultimate blue-chip investment. Created in 1948 during Pollock's revolutionary drip period, this canvas represents the precise moment when American art declared independence from European traditions. The explosive weave of yellow, red, and blue paint marks a cultural turning point that transformed artistic expression itself. The painting's stratospheric valuation emerged in 2016 when hedge fund billionaire Kenneth Griffin acquired it alongside Willem de Kooning's Interchange for a combined $500 million. While the exact split wasn't disclosed, experts believe number 17A accounted for approximately $200 million, an astronomical sum for an artist once mockingly called Jack the Dripper. Two factors explain this extraordinary value: perfect timing and elite provenance. The painting was created in the same year Life magazine catapulted Pollock to fame with their feature asking, "Is he the greatest living painter in the United States?" It also came from entertainment mogul David Geffen's collection, adding significant cachet. For Griffin, loaning the painting to the Art Institute of Chicago isn't just philanthropy, it's the ultimate power move in collecting, confirming his status among the ultra-elite who can acquire irreplaceable landmarks in American cultural history. A modest card game that sold for $250 million, and that rocked the art world in 2011 when Qatar purchased it for $250 million, nearly doubling the previous auction record for any artwork. The painting's extraordinary price reflected Qatar's ambitious vision to transform itself into a global cultural powerhouse. As part of their national strategy to build world-class museums virtually overnight, Qatar's royal family targeted only the most iconic museum-quality masterpieces. The card players presented a once-in-generations opportunity. It's the crowning achievement of Cézanne's famous 5-painting series, with most versions already secured in major institutions like the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Barnes Foundation. When the only privately held version became available from Greek shipping magnate George Ambirikos, Qatar recognized its unparalleled significance. The seemingly simple scene of two Provençal peasants playing cards represents a revolutionary moment in Western art. Cézanne's approach to form, perspective, and geometry laid the groundwork for Cubism and modern abstraction. Picasso himself declared, "Cézanne is the father of us all." For Qatar, building its new museums and establishing cultural credibility, the astronomical price bought something money alone can't create: instant legitimacy on the global stage. As Qatar Museum's chairperson Sheikha Al-Mayasa explained, "We're going to create a museum culture where none existed before." The explosion of color and form that commanded $300 million, Willem de Kooning's Interchange, stands as the pinnacle of abstract expressionism's financial and cultural ascendancy. Painted in 1955, this work captures de Kooning at his artistic zenith, transitioning from his controversial Women series toward more abstract landscapes. The title itself suggests this pivotal transition in his career, lending it particular significance for collectors and historians. In 2016, the art world was stunned when hedge fund billionaire Kenneth Griffin acquired the painting in a private sale alongside Jackson Pollock's number 17A for a combined $500 million. Art market experts estimate Interchange accounted for approximately $300 million of that total, making it at the time the second most expensive painting ever sold. What drives such astronomical valuation? Extreme rarity creates demand at this level. Major de Kooning masterpieces seldom come available, with most already secured in prestigious museum collections. This particular canvas had an impeccable pedigree, previously owned by media mogul David Geffen, whose eye for significant works is legendary among collectors. Griffin immediately loaned the painting to the Art Institute of Chicago, a gesture that marries philanthropy with prestige. As Christie's co-chairman Loic Guzer noted about transactions at the stratospheric level, these aren't just paintings anymore. They're trophies at a level where only about 50 people in the world can participate. From $10,000 to $450.3 million, no painting has experienced a more meteoric price explosion than Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi, which shattered all records at Christie's New York in 2017. This portrait of Christ as savior of the world traveled a remarkable journey through obscurity to become history's most expensive artwork. Once considered a lost Leonardo, it was purchased for just $10,000 in 2005 at a New Orleans auction house, dismissed as a copy. After extensive restoration revealed Leonardo's distinctive hand, it sold to Swiss dealer Yves Bouvier for $80 million, who quickly flipped it to Russian oligarch Dmitry Rybolovlev for $127.5 million. But the real drama unfolded at Christie's in 2017. After a masterful marketing campaign featuring a haunting video of celebrities mesmerized by the painting, it triggered a 19-minute bidding war with gas echoing through the auction room as the price climbed. The final buyer, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, bidding through a proxy, paid an astonishing $450.3 million, obliterating the previous auction record by over $250 million. The astronomical price reflected a simple reality. This represented the only Leonardo painting available outside a museum. With just 15 authenticated paintings by the masters surviving, owning a Leonardo represents the ultimate trophy acquisition in art collecting. Despite its record price, controversy persists. Some experts question whether Leonardo painted the entire work himself, while the painting has mysteriously vanished from public view, rumored to be either on MBS's yacht or in secure Swiss storage. Behind these astronomical figures lies something deeper than market value. These works have become cultural trophies, prized not just for their beauty, but for their rarity, their provenance, and their place in history. When a handful of collectors with near limitless resources compete over something irreplaceable, price becomes secondary to ownership itself. What unites the pieces on this list isn't just their fame, it's the fact that they represent moments that change the course of art. From a misunderstood Modigliani to a once-lost Leonardo, each one tells a story of transformation, from radical to revered, from obscure to iconic. And while most of us may never stand in front of these paintings, let alone own them, we can still appreciate their stories. That's the beauty of art. It's meant to be shared. So which painting on this list resonated with you most? And are there other masterpieces or themes you'd like to see us explore? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Galeria for more journeys through the most captivating stories in art history.